So the last difference between HTML and XHTML is the presence of doctypes. So it's DTD. Doctype declaration refers to document type definition. This is what happens with XML, with the XML language, which has been included or implemented in the XHTML. So a DTD specifies the rules for the markup language, etc., etc. So this is how you have to write down. This is a minimal HTML document. So the first thing you're going to write is this line. So you have to use a doctype declaration. There are 3 different doctypes. These are the, let's see here. There you go. So the strict, the transitional, and the frame set. You just learn it. You just copy paste. You don't have to learn everything. So what a DTD is, what it does is tell the browser how it is supposed to read the document. So which are the rules for reading the document. So for example, the list item tag, which is not closed. Well, you have to, if for example you haven't closed, or you have closed the li, you have to tell the browser what to do. Is it supposed to expect a closing tag for the li, for the li, or not? So you can imagine that the doctype declaration is important if you want for the browser to really understand and interpret your HTML file. And then you've got the XML NS, it's a namespace for the document, so it is required an XHTML document. So you've got the HTML tag, and then you just have to copy paste like this. So for example, this is a transitional doctype, so I'll put it like that, and then like this. But be very careful, because what you've got here, so the XML&S, this is an attribute for HTML, so you don't need another opening tag for HTML, because having 2 root elements, that's not possible. So you do like this, and okay, so you go back, and then we have to understand what the different doctypes do. So we've got the strict, transitional, and frame set. Frame set accepts every single HTML 4.01 tags, and it accepts frames. We haven't talked about frames, but we're going to talk about later when we are trying to construct our website. So start with strict. Strict contains all HTML elements and attributes, but does not include presentational deprecated elements. If you want to know whether an element is deprecated, well, you just have to go to HTML tag list, and then you've got deprecated, not deprecated, etc. So you see, for example, the base for the default target is not deprecated, but if you want to have a default font for your page, you can use the CSS language, so you don't have to use base font. So we talked about formatting earlier. So we're talking about formatting like this, bold and big and italic. You don't have to use them anymore. They are not deprecated, all of them, but you can always have another solution. So the dir and dir, etc., and strike through and strike and underline. There you go. So and some attributes may have been deprecated. So in the strict, let's go back to the doctype. So in the strict doctype, you cannot use frames, and you cannot use deprecated elements. For example, for the A tag, we have seen the attribute target. Well, in the strict doctype, we cannot use the attribute target for the A tag, so it's deprecated. So we can go A, and there you go. It's not, there you go. it's not called deprecated, but it's not allowed in the DTG. You have got strict transitional and frame set. So at any time you've got the a reference here with the reference list with all the HTML tags and attributes. So anytime you can verify whether you're using a correct tag or attribute. So there you go, target. And so the transitional contains all elements and attributes, and it's actually in between the strict and the frame set. So strict, no deprecated elements, no frame sets. Frame sets, all deprecated elements and frames, and this is the transitional. So you can use both, except for frame sets. So let's take it again. Take it up. So yes to deprecated elements, no to deprecated elements, no to frame sets. No to frame sets, yes to deprecated elements, and yes to both here. So that's the only thing you need to know. So every time you can just, from one document to another, just copy paste the whole thing, and you don't have to learn about how, you cannot learn about how, stuff like that. So you can see that the differences between HTML and XHTML are not that important